Hello Internet, today is still Monday, March 29th, and the last thing I'm going to be talking about today is The Real Secrets of David Stone. There's going to be two parts to this little discussion here. I'll talk about the video first, and then all the controversy second. The video itself, I feel, lacks in two ways, the audio and the video. And the reason that is because this is a lecture that was filmed with what looks like, I guess, like a home video camera. So as a result, the video isn't the standard video professional DVD quality that you're going to get on some other video releases. And also the audio suffers due to the fact that there's no professional audio hookups done. You can still understand everything he says, you can still hear him clearly most of the time. But as a bonus, what they've done is they've gone ahead and added French and English subtitles to the video, so that even if you can't hear him, and David Stone is French, so he's got a fairly thick French accent, he speaks English throughout the entire time. But even if you can't hear him, you can still actually read the subtitle and know what's going on at any given point in time. It's about 40 minutes of video, lecture video that is, interspersed with narrated segments where David's telling you like his experiences, what he's learned, as well as other little smaller segments of video footage of him in Japan or on French TV, things like that. And all in all, the package itself is about 58 minutes long. Some might feel that's short. However, there's pros and cons to this. Now, I'll get to the pros first. And basically, the pros and the cons depend entirely upon you, not the video itself. For those of us that have a little bit more experience watching, learning, reading, and in magic, we will probably be able to glean the information from this package a little quicker and a little easier than someone who has not had as much exposure to magic in their lives, whether it's video, book, DVD, friends, etc., etc. The information presented in the video is basically real-world advice, theory, tips, tricks, ideas, as well as like a bunch of tricks that he's done in his performances. He teaches you those as well. But the real meat and potatoes of the video isn't the effects for me. The real meat to this particular video is all the information that David's trying to impart regarding theory, performing, venues, effects, to perform, things like that. That's to me what the real important part of this package is. Now, granted, it's $39.95, so some of you might feel that if you're dropping $39.95, you want to be able to get $39.95 worth of magic out of it right away. And in some cases, for some of you, that's not going to be the case. So I apologize now if you've bought this thinking that you're going to be able to go out and perform magic right away. You'll be able to learn stuff on this video, but that's not, for me again, it's not the real package of this video. The real package of this is all the theory that you get. And of course, because we're all different, we're all different experience levels with magic. That means the beginner isn't going to be able to get his money's worth out of this video as quickly or as efficiently as someone who's been involved with magic for like 4, 5, 6 years. Each of the various experience levels that we're sitting at right now in real life will result in how much we get out of this. The video itself is very well done. It's David. You can tell David has honed the lecture to the point where he just hits the target right in the middle. It's funny. It's entertaining. It's definitely one of the very few magic videos that I've actually laughed out loud for. And the fact that the viewability, the entertainment factor of this is so high, it makes watching it easier to do over and over again. You find yourself wanting to go back and watch it again, and as a result, repeated watchings mean you're going to get more out of it more quickly. It's just the way things go. Like repetition breeds, better memories. That said, though, a lot of you are going to feel that you're not getting your $39.95 out of this, regardless of all the theory and practical tips and stuff like that. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do for you about that. The package is what it is. So we've been bred to think that if I'm going to drop $30 on magic or on a DVD, I want $30 right out of it right away. But the problem is, though, sometimes what you purchase, there's no quantifiable measurement as to what you're getting right away. It's something that is only measured over time. And because, unfortunately, us magicians are a stingy bunch, because really, when you buy a DVD, all you're getting is the DVD. what's left is like this the secret and how to perform something. That's really what we're buying. A lot of us might feel ripped off that we're spending so much on something that really doesn't have any quantifiable way of measuring itself against what you spent. Now, over on the Magic Cafe, there's a bunch of people like this, and this is the controversy essentially: is the price versus the length versus the content. A lot of people over on the cafe don't feel that either of those three areas kind of equal each other. They feel that the price is a little higher than what the content and the length should be. Now, granted, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. If you don't get anything out of it, it's kind of a shame, because I do feel that there is a lot to learn from David, from what he's saying, from his own experiences. Even if you, like I said, even if you get one or two things out of it, that really should be worth it. It should be able to help you benefit in the long run to working progressively towards a productive Magic career, whether you're going to be doing it part-time, as a hobby, or full-time. It doesn't really matter. Anything that helps you move in the right direction is worth its money. So for those of you that aren't really thinking that this is worth your money, I apologize. Like I said, there's nothing I can do. But perhaps you should watch it like 5 or 6 more times. Put it on the shelf. Don't watch it for a couple months. Pick it up and watch it again, and just see if your mind or your opinion has changed a little bit. Again, you're not going to be able to please everybody all the time. I personally feel that the product, the DVD, is worth the $39.95. I've watched it enough times that I've been able to glean some information and apply it to myself. And granted, hi cat, just so you know, this is my kitty. This one's Sandals. My other one is Socks. Bye. So, as I was saying, what was I saying? You should be able to get some information out of the DVD and be able to apply it to yourself. It does require, probably will require, multiple viewings. Not because, like we're all dunces, but just it's easier to pick up on things if you see them over and over and over again. And like tips like, how to work in noisy crowds, or things you should be looking out for when you're performing, or venues, things like that. It's a shame that there is so much controversy surrounding the video, because that really takes away from the focus of what the video is presenting. I feel bad for them, because really the focus isn't really on the video or the content anymore. It's more on like the dollar signs. People want to get $39.95 worth of Magic and not a penny less. So I feel bad for those guys. Now, granted, I'd be remiss to say if I didn't feel bad for you guys who didn't get anything out of it. That's obviously means quite a few things. Either it's not the type of Magic you're interested in, or B, it's just you're not ready to really receive or assimilate the information yet. You'll get there eventually, or you might not get there at all. That really is up to you and how intensely you want to perform Magic. Some of us just want to perform and not just like open a book or turn on a DVD and learn a trick and go ahead and do it and not think about it. Some of us want to be able to go ahead and apply a little bit of thought and theory to our Magic. There's nothing wrong with either one of those, but it just means like you're going down a different road than someone else. In the long run, I think I'll probably give this an 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Again, this is entirely my opinion. This is going to be highly subjective, only because like I've been around a lot. I recognize valuable advice when I see it. So take the advice with a grain of salt. You may or may not be ready for the video. It doesn't. I'm not saying like you shouldn't buy it, but be prepared to, I would say, either have to work a little bit harder to get some information out of it, or wait a while to actually, like, as you grow into like a better magician, that you've got like some years under your belt, be ready to have time on your side in order to get the most out of this product. So I'll let you guys go. If you have any comments or questions, like, feel free to post them below. If you own the video, let me know what you think of it. I'm not going to care whether you liked it or you didn't like it. That's not for me to decide. If you didn't like it, there's nothing I can do to change your mind. Your mind's made up. But like, at least let me know what you thought of it. If you're thinking about getting it and you just want some advice or questions or thoughts on the subject, by all means, post them below. I'll see what I can do to answer them, or someone else might be able to answer them for you. But in the long run, if you don't get it now, like maybe next year, a year and a half from now, you definitely owe it to yourself to pick it up. Just because it is advice that is not often found anywhere on the internet, and a lot of us learn this type of material the hard way. Now, granted, his advice might not work for you 100%, but at least, like I said, any push in the right direction is progress. So even if you don't get anything out of this right now, it might help you to learn what to do in other situations. And again, that is still progress in the right direction.